Victor Wembanyama is the new face of the San Antonio Spurs. He's a 7'5" center who can protect the rim, handle the ball, and shoot from range.
And you knew about Victor well before anyone else did.
He has the potential to be an all-time great, but in this video, we'll break down how Victor Wembanyama could end up being a historic economic force. In 1996, Peter Holt acquired the San Antonio Spurs for $75 million. 26 years and 5 championships later, the franchise was valued at $2 billion, 20th in the NBA. That's a 20% annual rate of return, which is better than the best hedge funds on the planet. But could the next decade be even better?
Number 1 pick in the 2023 NBA draft goes to the San Antonio Spurs.
The San Antonio Spurs walk away with the first overall pick, the right to draft Victor Wembanyama.
I'm going to make everything to win as many games as I can, and I'm trying to win a ring ASAP, so be ready.
As soon as the Spurs won the 2023 draft lottery, they had a spike in season ticket sales. The NBA will inevitably promote more of their games on national broadcasts, just as they did for star prospects of the past.
Well, you're going to get more televised games nationally. I mean, the Spurs are used to playing Thursday night games on TNT, nationally televised games every single week.
Jersey sales will skyrocket.
Jersey sales, it gets into tourism for the city because people want to come in.
Business will boom.
Drafting Wembanyama might add as much as $500 million to the value of your franchise.
And there's a precedent for this.
In this fall, I'm going to take my talents to South Beach and join the Miami Heat.
When LeBron James left Cleveland for Miami in 2010, the city experienced a statistically significant economic downturn. Attendance for Cavalier games fell, and local businesses around the Quicken Loans Arena, tourism, and merchandise sales all felt an impact. According to a Harvard study, the city took a $48 million annual hit upon LeBron's departure. When LeBron returned to Cleveland in 2014, the estimated annual impact of his return was over $100 million a year. So let's compare Cleveland to San Antonio. Cleveland has 3 Fortune 500 companies, while San Antonio only has 2. Cleveland's population is under 400,000 and is down 10% since 2010. Meanwhile, San Antonio boasts 1.5 million people and has grown 18% since 2010. The median household income in Cleveland is $52,000, while San Antonio's is $65,000. And both teams boast media markets just north of 2 million viewers. So where is Wembanyama poised to make an impact? When most people think about the business of basketball, they'll default into thinking in business-to-consumer terms. Jersey and ticket sales, signature shoes, athletes endorsing cereals, sodas, and fast food. That side is easier to understand because we're way more accustomed to interacting with it. But when it comes to impacting the Spurs franchise value, we need to think about it a little bit differently. The Spurs can expect to have Wembanyama on their team for at least 9 years. The NBA has a standard 4-year rookie contract. After that, they can offer a 5-year max contract that can't be matched by any of the other 29 teams in the league. After those 9 years, it's up to the player. We've seen LeBron and KD leave the teams that drafted them. But for those 9 years, a lot of corporations are going to want to partner with the Spurs. They'll want to buy sponsorships in the stadium. They'll want to buy courtside seats and luxury suites. They'll pay more to advertise on local Spurs broadcasts. And it's that revenue and ability to translate it into profit that drives franchise value. In the year 2000, the average NBA franchise was worth $200 million. By 2022, that average had ballooned to $2.86 billion. Meaning that over the last 2 decades, the average NBA franchise has more than 10x'd in value. In 2022, the Phoenix Suns were valued at $2.7 billion, but Matt Ishbia ended up paying $4 billion to acquire them. It's just supply and demand. There's a lot of people that want to own an NBA team, but only 30 franchises. And only one Victor Wembanyama.